Hey friends, so today I am going to show you how to use the WELD tool in Cricut Design Space. And not only the WELD tool, but I'm also going to show you how to use the SLICE tool. These are two things that you probably don't use very much, but after today I'm hoping that you will use them all the time. You are crafting with Kim Byers at the Celebration Shop. Let's get started. So we are now in a project that I created in Cricut Design Space. And I did this project for the Cricut blog in coordination with Disney and celebrating some new papers that they had created. And I thought that this project would be a wonderful way to show you guys in video how easy it is to create your own element. So when I was charged with this project, I went into Cricut Design Space and there are some beautiful illustrations like this little Olaf here from Disney, but there's not a lot of like party supply tools, right? So whenever I went in, I was like, oh my goodness, how am I going to take these darling little designs and make them into something like a cake topper or a water bottle wrapper, which is what this is. So what I decided to do was sort of make my own using the WELD tool. So let me show you what we have. So we have an Olaf. We have a silhouette of an Olaf, which I created. And then I created this, let's scroll down. This is a bottle tag. So basically the circle here is where the top of the bottle goes in. This is a score line. And then if you notice, you can see Olaf sticking out from these pieces. So let me show you how easy it was to make this. Quickly, let's take a look at how it all turned out at the end of the project. So this is our tag, this is the hole that we cut in it to go over the top of the bottle, and then there's Olaf popping off of this water bottle tag. I am in love with how this turned out. So let's make one. Okay, so at this point, the first thing that we're going to do to create this project and just pretend these things aren't here right yet. So we're going to go over to Images, and we're going to search for Olaf. And so if you are doing a Frozen party or if you're doing any number of parties, you're going to search for, whatever that element is, and most likely you're going to come up with something like this that's not a party supply, right? It's just a design. So this is the Olaf that I used. We would insert him in, but since I've already got him on the canvas, I'm just going to hit cancel. So we have our little Olaf guy here. And now what I want to do is I want to make him into things, right? So if I wanted to make him into a napkin ring, or if I wanted to make him into this bottle tag, which is what we're going to do, I want to make him into some sort of party supply. So the elements that we're going to use are him, and then I'm actually just going to take, let's duplicate him really quickly so I can pull him over here. Okay, so now we have Olaf. The first thing that I want to do is I want to silhouette him. And the reason that I want to do this is because when you look at the pictures of what I created, I want him to be 3D. So I want him to actually stick out from the bottle tag because I want his little hair. Let's show you this really quick. So like when he's laid over the top of this, right, he's going to be like this. And this piece right here is a score line. And so his little hair is going to stick out. Like everything about him is going to stick out. It's going to be so cute. So we're going to take him and duplicate him. Okay, and then on this one, we're going to go up to print and we're going to change print to no fill. So now he is a cut file. So you see here line type is cut and he's no fill. So he's exactly the right size and we have a silhouette. Okay, so because this piece right here is going to be printable vinyl, or you could do printable sticker, either one. And then this piece here is going to be cardstock. Actually, you could print him on cardstock and then just attach him with glue if you didn't have any sticker paper, but the sticker paper does make it really easy. Okay, so now we have those two elements. Now we need to create a bottle tag. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go over to Shapes and we're going to make a square. I love shapes. I love my shapes. These are so easy. So we're going to make a square. And it popped it up top, so I'm just going to move it over so we can see it, okay? And so just because I've already done this and I want to make sure, let's see, the easiest thing for me to do is going to be to pull it over on top of one I've already made. But what you would do in this instance, I would measure my bottle. I created this for a Dasani water bottle, but all water bottles aren't necessarily the same size, so measure yours. So now that I have it the size that I want it to be, and you notice the little legs and things are sticking out from it, then we're going to lock it again and move it over here. Now what I want to do is I want to put my Olaf onto this tag. And so I'm going to bring it to the front. So you go up to Arrange, Send to Front. So now I can see him, right? And I like to have elements that are custom, that sort of are not ordinary cuts, because let's face it, Cricut can cut anything, so why not take advantage of that? So here we have these two elements. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight my Olaf, highlight my rectangle, and then I'm going to use my weld feature. Look at that. So now they're one piece, right? So you can see his little fingers, you can see his little feet. And so now what I have is a tag that Olaf is not going to stick out by himself all over it. He's going to actually have something behind him for support. So, and you could make him larger or, you know, standing out more, but I chose to just do a small area. What I want to do though is go back to Olaf. I'm going to duplicate him again, and I'm going to do what I did before and give him a no fill, because I want to have this 3D feature. So I'm going to have my tag, and then I'm going to have 3D foam squares, and I'm going to put this piece on top of that, which would be my cardstock piece. And this is my sticker piece that will go on top of this, and that will make him sturdy. Okay, so now that we have this, this is great, but I need to put a circle in it, right? And I need to score it so that it'll go down over the top of my bottle. So the next thing that I want to do is go back over to my shapes, circle. What I love about this is you can make anything you want. If you can dream it up, you can make it. So we're going to take our circle, and I don't remember exactly how big my circle was, so I am going to kind of overlay it. But again, measure your bottle and then use whatever dimensions work best for that. Let's see, a smidge bigger. Okay, so now I'm going to pull that over to my new label. And make sure you do this, because this is going to drive you nuts if you don't. If you are highlighting the circle and then you shift key and highlight your tag, go up to Align, and you want to center it horizontally. Okay, so that makes sure you are dead center with your circle, dead center. Okay, so now that we have those two, I'm going to highlight them again, make sure I got my circle. Okay, and then go down to your slice tool. Slice is amazing, guys. Now watch this. I hit slice, and you're like, nothing happened. It did happen. So we're going to grab the circle, move it over. Wow, it's still there. You're going to move that over, and look, hole. And so now you can just delete your circles. Isn't that awesome? So now that's going to pop right over the top of your bottle. The next thing you want to do is you want to put a score line on it, because you do not want for your tag to stick out from your water bottle, right? You want it to come out at the mouth and then go down the front of the water bottle. So if you go back into, once again, shapes, they have a score line. So you're going to take that score line, and it pops up here. Let's see if I can grab it. There we go. And we're going to need to turn it on its side. And I like to do this right on a line, because as you can see, I don't have it completely even. So let's put it on a larger line so I can see it. Last thing you want is a crooked score line, girls. Okay. And I guess I could go up and use the tool up above. But okay, so I think we have, and it's still crooked. Experts here. All right. Goodness gracious. I need a steady hand. Ta-da! Okay, so now we're going to pull that down onto our tag and measure where you think you want that to be. So I'm going to pop it right in about right there, and then I'm going to make it shorter. I want it to be just the length of my tag. And if you had it over, I mean, that would be fine. It's going to cut off that excess. But I just like for it to be the right length. Okay, so now you have the tag, you have a score line, you have your Olaf cut out here. One thing that you definitely want to do, grab those two pieces. And of course I get a telemarketing call right in the middle of this. Sorry guys. Okay, so you want to highlight both of those items and then you want to go down and hit attach. If you don't attach them when you send them to Matt, your score line would actually be separate from your actual tag, and of course that's no good. Okay, so now what we have is we have a tag that is scored, and with these cool little cuts here, we have an element that is going to be sort of the base for our Olaf, and then we have our Olaf. So now we are ready to cut this and craft it. And I have all the details over on the blog, so I'll put a list down below, and I'll put a few pictures here at the end of the video so you can see how it looked in the end. But what I really want you guys to take away from this is how easy it is to use the weld tool, to use the slice tool, to create anything you want. If you have any questions about this project, just leave them down below. I'll do my very best to answer you. And I hope that you'll ring the bell and hit that subscribe button and join me every week for new videos. You are crafting with Kim Byers at the Celebration Shop. I'll see you next time.